Hello, everybody. Welcome. Here in Greece, it is the 1st of May. We call it Protomaya. Kali Protomaya is what people say to each other. Happy 1st of May. And people go out and they pick the wild flowers and they make stephanias with them, these lovely headsets. I didn't get the time to do that today, but I just wanted to share with you some of these gorgeous flowers for the 1st of May. Maya, coming from the word Maya, which in ancient Greek used to be known as the midwife and mother. So a time to celebrate Mother Nature, Mother Earth. So a very warm welcome to you today. May is beginning. Would you believe we're almost halfway through 2023? Thank you, Radhika, for being here in the chat, for encouraging and inspiring and keeping everybody updated. Thank you. And so we begin a new month with different energies, different frequencies. And let's look at the main energies this month. And it would be very useful if you can find Taurus in your chart and also Gemini. We'll be moving on to Gemini later in May. The main focus now is the Taurus and the Scorpio energy. We've got the lunar eclipse in Scorpio coming up on the 5th, 6th of this month. I've talked about it in another video. But it's very much about allowing to come to light the things that you might have been avoiding, the things that you've been putting aside for a while, the things that you know that are toxic, that are no good for you, but you've been carrying on anyway. That might be friendships, or not friendships anymore so much. Might be a work situation, might be your health situation. But wherever Scorpio is in your chart, it will show you where you may need to make some adjustments, some changes. And remember that the energy of eclipses lasts for up to 6 months. So you may not notice something now, but later it may come out in another month or another 2 months. Denise is saying it's eating ice cream. What if your sun sign is Scorpio with this eclipse? Well, Albert, it's probably going to make it stronger. The energy is stronger for the Scorpios. And particularly for you Scorpios, you're at the middle of your year. So you're halfway between the last birthday and the next birthday. So it's very much about looking at what you've accomplished, maybe what you would still like to accomplish and where the discrepancies are. So it's a very good time for a reassessment. Information gathered, dealing with grief, controlling people, your intuition. Yeah, and there may be grief around this Scorpio energy. It's an emotional time, always with water signs. And it's just a good time with Mercury retrograde to look at your daily habits. It's a good time to reflect upon the things that you do every day. We don't often do that. So, for example, think about your good habits. What do you know are your good habits? All right, let's have a wave of good habits. Here's one that I do every day. I do the 5 Tibetan rites. I do those come rain or shine. I get outside and I do those 5 rites, whether I feel like it or not. What are your good habits? Let's see if we can explore the good habits first, but to reflect on them. So I will wait a moment for while you think about it. You might have a good habit of exercising every morning. You might have a good habit of smiling when you get up and saying thank you. You might have a good habit of singing when you get up. Health exercises, yep. Giving thanks. Kissing your dog every day and giving him love. Lovely. Kim, meditation before you get up. Excellent, excellent. Excellent. Daily walks. Excellent. So begin to think about, right, have I got some good daily habits that support me? Walking the neighbor's dog, saying hello to strangers and breathing in the trees. Beautiful. Meditation every morning. Thank you. So now let's look at the bad habits. Oh, isn't it so much easier to look at somebody else's bad habits? They're so obvious, aren't they? But your own, it's not as easy. So I'm working on this with you. Yes, it's a daily trudge to become aware. So I've noticed that I have a habit sometimes of fidgeting with bits of paper or a pen. And when you fidget, you activate the nervous system. And you become nervous eventually. So I have to remember, calm, calm. And I put it down. Okay, Sunny, smoking, too much technology, very good, yeah. Too much input, maybe. Procrastination. Not flying off the handle when someone isn't kind. Yeah. Okay. So it's a good time to reflect on that. It's also a good time to reflect on your treasures. What do you treasure? And are you treasuring things that are going to cause you pain? Or are you treasuring something that is everlasting? Something that is deeper? Because I can treasure these beautiful flowers while I have them, but I do know that they are going to be fleeting in my life. And sometimes we treasure and hold on to things that are going to later evaporate. But this is a wonderful time to think about what is inside me, what is my treasure, what is it I have got to give. This is the wonderful thing to look at and think about during this strong Mercury retrograde in Taurus until the middle of the month. So on the 8th of the month, Venus will go into Cancer, and Mars is already in Cancer. So Mars rules this eclipse, and Venus rules all the Taurus energies, and they're going to be together in Cancer, at least until the 21st of the month. So Venus and Mars in Cancer are all about taking care of your nourishment needs. What makes you feel nurtured? What makes you feel nourished? Aside from eating a good meal, of course. These are the kinds of questions to ask yourself. Spending more time on others than yourself. Great, Cecile. But you're feeling empty from that. Okay, time to fill yourself up. Yes. The energy of Taurus and Jupiter, that's the big news this month on the 16th, 17th, Jupiter changes sign. It does it once a year and it goes into Taurus, where it will stay for a year until May 24th of 2024. So for some of you, it will be your Jupiter return. And I've done already a video about this, but it's a reminder to learn how to develop calmness, peacefulness, equanimity, to slow down. I mentioned slow food, slow, not needing to run around and rush around. It's amazing. I set myself a lot of tasks this morning, today. And I looked at it and I thought, okay. And I put aside exactly, I thought, how long the time was, emails and videos and reading and various things, exercise. And I've just made a decision that I was going to remain calm. And I wasn't going to run from task to task, but I was going to enjoy every single thing. Even learning Greek, that was a half hour of Greek I did study. But I resolved to study and to enjoy it. And I got through that list easily. I accomplished it more enjoyably because I did it slowly and with awareness. So it's an opportunity to go slow. I'm reminded of a great story a friend told me. Ikaria is an island in Greece, and it's known for the people to have great longevity. It's one of the 5 worldwide places. It's really known. More centenarians there than many other places. And my friend was explaining to me, she'd spent some time on the island. She said, it's wonderful. She said, but you've got to learn to slow. She said, let me tell you a little story. She said, I ordered a coffee and a piece of cake from a local taverna. 2 hours later, nothing. She said, so I sauntered into the taverna and I said to the lady, just wondering where the coffee and cake is. The woman looked up at her and said, what's the rush? You're on holiday, aren't you? So she walked out with her tail between her legs, and about another hour later, the coffee and the cake showed up. So these people don't rush. That's what she said. There is an energy on that island of peacefulness, of serenity. And that is the energy that we are working with. So how do you become peaceful? Well, I can tell you another little story about Auntie Jenny. So she was married to beloved Nat, her beloved partner of 70 years. And he was a Taurus, God bless his soul. And so he always had to arrive for security, and to be calm, he had to be at the airport at least 3 hours early, even for a domestic flight from Manchester to London. I have to remember she's an Aries. And she said her dream is to be running for a plane. She said it never happened because he was this good, solid Taurus that wanted to be calm and know that they had plenty of time. So that is also the energy that you are working with. To do what is necessary to be able to remain calm. Because when the energies have this sense of calmness, and Jupiter and Taurus will accentuate that, this is a wonderful time for developing presence, being able to be present, and for slowing yourself down in order to be in the present moment. Because you've got to be slowed down. You can't be doing a million things. So these are just things that are likely to be coming up. It's also, with the Taurus energy, a good time to look at your body. Taurus rules the physical body and the senses. Aries is the first sign, and Aries, the sun is exalted in Aries. And so Aries is about the spirit, it's the fire essence. It's where you are, your spirit is born. Then you come into Taurus, which is where the senses are awakened. Now, the senses have a double-edged sword, don't they? If you do things in moderation, you don't suffer. But you do suffer if you don't do things in moderation. You overeat, it's painful afterwards. You play music too loud, it hurts. Well, for me, during, but I would imagine at least afterwards. So it's about working with the senses and to look at, am I in charge of my body or is it running me? It's like your car. Is your car running you or are you running your car? So this is a wonderful opportunity to work with your body, to soma, so in Greek, soma, that's where we get somatic word, and to look at ways in which you can be the driver of your body and your well-being and your health rather than it running you. So these are just things to be thinking about. Now, another thing. Taurus rules comfort, luxury, nice things in life. Nothing wrong with that. I love cashmere jumpers. I love them. They last me ages and ages because I hand wash them lovingly. It's that luxury against your skin. So I rather buy one good item than 10 not so good ones. And that one lasts me 20 years or so. So this is a good time for thinking about luxury, comfort, but also looking at, where am I too comfortable? And I think we all get a little too comfortable sometimes. For example, I love where I live and I don't like driving into Athens, to the centre. But sometimes I have to. Really, you know, it's crazy. You have these motorbikes coming on either side of you. It really is a crazy time, hooting away no matter what you do. But there was a meeting I wanted to go to right in the middle of town. But I made the effort. It was an effort. Oh, Taurus, pushing out of that comfort energy. And I met some beautiful souls. So it was worth it. So it's an opportunity to remember to push out of what might you be missing out on by being too comfortable. Would anybody like to share? Hello, Maria. Kalispera, Kaliprotomaya. Happy 1st of May. So these are just things to think about. On the 19th of May, we'll have a new moon in Taurus. So Taurus has to do a lot with music, the arts. And I always think about, what is your song? Sing your song from your soul. This is about really, what are you emanating? What are you singing? And you don't necessarily have to, but here's a great quote from Cervantes. He who sings frightens away his ills. You frighten them away if you sing. And I do notice that Auntie Jenny sings a lot. She's humming or singing or always. Don't matter. Always singing. Clarissa Pinkola Estes says, talking is the voice of the human. Singing is the voice of the soul. So, Keep pushing out of the comfort zone. Yes, Karen, you're pushing out of comfort to learn how to play a bouzouki. Fabulous. And sometimes you have to tune into people to know how your song can reach those people. Now that is an art. And you will know when your song has reached somebody or a group of people with whom you're interacting. How do you know? Ben Zander, famous musician, conductor, would say it's when the eyes are shining. When I'm hoping that your eyes are shining as you are listening. And if your eyes are not shining, then what am I doing? How am I being that is not singing my song for your eyes to be shining? These are all things to be thinking of with this Taurian energy. And there's a great story that wonderful Rabbi Simon Jacobson, author of Towards a Meaningful Life, wonderful book, wonderful, wonderful man as well. And he was talking about an experience he had where he was giving a talk to a group of monks, Tibetan monks, I believe. Now, he was used to giving talks to big audiences all around the world, American audiences who were very, fairly vocal and receptive, and Jewish audiences, of course, who are loud and noisy and often complaining and certainly commenting. But these monks did not bat an eyelid, nothing. He was talking and, sharing his stories and his things, and usually there is a reaction. But he said these monks are trained not to react, just to listen and to receive. And he said they were all straight-faced. So he sat there and he thought, okay, let me try something. I have to try something else. So he began to sing a Hasidic song. Just sang. He sang to them. And at that point, their faces changed. One began tearing up, another one. There was a response. He reached them. He found a way. And at the end, he spoke to one of the monks and he said, hey, what happened? He said, when I was speaking, you were all straight-faced. And then when I sang, he said, well, we are trained not to show emotion. He said, but when you sang, we had no choice. You got through to our souls. So this is an opportunity to think about how you can creatively reach somebody's soul through your song. I try it with all the different things that I do, the poetry, the music, the speaking, the piano, the violin. Yeah, there's a way to reach everybody. It might be a smile. It might be just the right word at the right tone. This is the key here. What's the key? And using your song, your unique song. Nobody's got a song like yours. So play your song. Sing your song. That is the energy of all this Taurus and certainly the Cancerian energy. Then we get a certain, yes, a smile does reach so many. You'll be amazed at what a smile reaches. I thought this lady was very grumpy. I saw her on one round of my walk. She was walking a child and she looked very glum. I smiled, nothing. Anyway, by chance we met again. And this time I reached out, I said, hello. And I gave her a bigger smile and and suddenly she woke up. It was like, oh, And she said, "Oh, hello." And I said, "You have a beautiful child." And she beamed back at me. So there is a way. Maybe there is a sad song. And maybe you touch hearts with that. Maybe you're able to release other people's sadness and for them to be cleansed and cleaned and to become new. It's not about having a perfect song. It's about your song is a special timbre, a special sound that nobody else can sing. So, excuse me, on the 21st of the month, excuse me, lovely Amanita, you never know what anybody else is going through, and always be kind. And it's so much easier if you embody the energy of Taurus in a calm energy. You will find that if you are calm, you are likely to be kinder. If you're calm in a car, it doesn't matter if somebody pulls in or pulls over or pulls out or stops. Okay. But if you're not calm, heck. So yes. So we get a change of frequency on the 21st and 22nd of the month. There's a complete change of frequency. So the first 3 weeks of the month, it's earthy, it's watery. It's establishing that calm, peaceful state. It's singing your song. It's finding your gifts. It's sharing your treasure. And it's a good time to reflect on your money, your financial situation, practically. How you use money. Are you being generous? And you can be generous with so many resources. Here in Greece, when you travel by car at many traffic lights, there are people wanting to clean your windows. Well, after they've been cleaned, God knows how many times, they're really clean. But I hate to refuse them, so I don't want to be mean. I don't want to be harsh to anybody. So, just give them a little bit of money. Yeah. Rather than some people who get really mean, they put their windscreen wipers on, they try to avoid the people, let's be kind. I mean, that person may just need that dollar. And if you've got it, so part with it. And if you haven't got it, then at least smile. So these are just things. So will the crypto market be volatile after the 21st? I think all markets are going to be extremely volatile, especially with Jupiter in Taurus, and especially the following April when Jupiter and Uranus meet in Taurus in 2024, but more about that in time to come. Financially, I would be looking at gold, silver, for sure. Land, if that's what you would like. Growing things, if that's what you enjoy. Cryptos, if you like it. But I think it's going to be very, very volatile. That's why I don't really want to get too much into the investment end of things, but I would certainly look at gold, silver, absolutely for sure, and land. It's another bigger subject. But more importantly is for you to be able to feel abundant in yourself. Because the greatest power is to be able to manifest what you need when you need it. So tuning into that power inside of you and connecting with the abundance that's all around you, then you will be intuitively guided as to how to constructively use your investments and your finances and your money. So that's my answer at this point. Absolutely. Don't spend more than your means. Yes, of course, Linda. That's another subject. So the change of tone, we move after the 21st. Mars will go into Leo. On the 22nd, the Sun goes into Gemini, and we get an injection of fire and air. So this is faster moving. It's quicker. It's more outgoing. It's more proactive. It shines outwards. So Mars in Leo is this very big gesture of generosity. And in in June, Venus will go into Leo. And then in July, Venus will go retrograde in Leo. So we've got a lot of Leo energy coming, as well as the Sun in Leo, of course, end of July, August. And Leo is about shining your sun, shining your light. I'll do a separate video about the Venus in Leo energies, because it's a very important period. I think it's really important to ground and center and stabilize yourself during the first 3 weeks so that you can take advantage of this faster frequency and really shine your light as we move into the Gemini energy, where it's again letting go, allowing the current to be able to take you in the direction, maybe new directions, a new space. But we're working very much with the energy of Venus. We've got the nodes moving into Aries and Libra, so Venus and Mars. The Venus retrograde, the eclipses in October are in Taurus and Libra, which are all Venus energies. So look at Venus in your chart, because Venus is going to be activated, strongly activated. And Venus has to do with beauty, love, romance, the divine feminine, gentleness, receptivity, elegance, courtesy, consideration. It's a lovely energy. And to remember that you do make a difference. You have a special, precious treasure, Taurus energy, inside of you. So go on a treasure hunt inside. Find those goodies and then shine them out. As Yogananda said, the goodness of one soul may effectively neutralize the mass karma of millions. The goodness of just one soul may effectively neutralize the mass karma of millions. So remember that you make a difference. And just one thing that you might do that touches another person or an animal or a tree might make the difference to the whole direction that the whole of mankind takes. It's that strong. Never underestimate those so-called little things that you do and the knock-on effect that they might have for the whole of humanity. So, I want to wish you a wonderful May. Kali Protomaya, the flowers here singing their song, aren't they? Look how they sing their song. So beautifully. They don't hold back. They don't say, wait a minute, I'm not sure I'm going to sing my song or show my colours, my true colour. They just shine. So I'm encouraging you to shine. Thank you, Radhika, for doing such a beautiful job in the chat. Thank you, everybody who's contributed, for your comments, for your sharing, for liking, for those of you who support on Patreon. From the bottom of my heart, thank you.